So you are on a bit of a budget and want to know what second-hand GPU you can get your hands on for 50 Aussie dollars. Well, thankfully, I've done all the research for you. I went about to find the best Nvidia and AMD GPU that is consistently available for $50 or under on sites like Gumtree and eBay, and pit them against each other in 10 games that are both old and new, as well as a Firestrike benchmark run. Let's establish some rules and guidelines to better understand my methodology. Number 1, I had to find the best price to performance graphics cards for 50 Aussie dollars or under that can generally be found for that consistent price. Number 2, I only used websites that are available to everyone to acquire the GPUs, such as Facebook buy and sell groups, Gumtree, and eBay. Number 3, the cards were given a good clean and new thermal paste applied to give them the best performance possible without thermal throttling becoming an issue. Number 4, each benchmark was run 3 times per graphics card at the exact same settings with the most up-to-date drivers at the time, whilst trying my best to replicate the same set of inputs each time. Now that's out of the way, let's see what cards I found. For the green team of Nvidia, I managed to find the GTX 570 for $40. The 570 can generally be had for between $40 and $50. The one I have here is the Gain Ward and features an aftermarket cooler with a 2-fan design heatsink. This card has 1280MB of GDDR5 VRAM running on a 320-bit memory bus. Features a clock speed of 732MHz, which I did manage to overclock to 815MHz, and a memory speed of 1900MHz, which I overclocked to 2100MHz. This model is a 2-slot design that features HDMI 1.4a, DisplayPort 1.0 and 2 dual-link DVI connectors for display. Also, the card requires a single 8x PCI 2.0 slot and needs 220 watts to operate, which is delivered by 2 6-pin connectors. On Team Red, aka AMD, I managed to find a 7770 for $40. This particular model I have here is from Sapphire, which also features an aftermarket cooler but instead with a single fan located in the middle. This card has 1GB of GDDR5 VRAM on a 128-bit memory bus. Features a clock speed of 1000MHz that I managed to overclock to 1125MHz and a memory speed of 1125MHz that I overclocked to 1275MHz. This card is also a 2-slot design and features 2 mini display ports, one HDMI 1.4a port and a single dual-link DVI connector. The card needs one 16x PCI 2.0 slot and requires 150 watts to operate, delivered from a single 6-pin connector. Now all that's out of the way, let's jump into the benchmarks and compare the differences. I used my test system with a 6700K clocked at 4.7GHz at 1.25V on an Asus Maximus 8 Impact motherboard with 32GB of DDR4 RAM at 3000MHz. As you can see, the 570 takes the win by having much higher FPS in all 10 games, and also smashing its rival in the Firestrike run by over 1200 points. Overall, the clear winner is the 570, with the better overclocking and higher FPS in all games tested. Do keep in mind, if you plan on doing a second-hand build, you will need a larger power supply for the 570 over the 7770, which may be something to consider if you are on a tight budget. The 570 is definitely worth considering if you're in dire need of a GPU and only have $50 in your wallet. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing for more graphics card benchmarks and other videos in the future. If you have a suggestion, question or criticism, leave a comment, and thank you very much for watching.